Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Eaglesnest Art Center. How are you here on a beautiful Saturday evening here in Salem? Coming up, we invite you to join us for the Oconee Mountain Opry. As we've got three great acts, we'll be playing some fantastic music this evening, and hope that your Saturday evening is going well. Kind of nice out there. I was just outside here up in Salem just a few moments ago, and low 50s right now. Very pleasant. But stay tuned. Coming up, we'll have your fun for you here with the Oconee Mountain Opry from the Eaglesnest Art Center in beautiful Salem, South Carolina. We'll have that coming up for you in just a few moments. Keep it right here.
Check, check. Welcome. Welcome to the November version of our Oconee Mountain Opry. We're so glad that you're here. Glad to see familiar faces. Thank you so much for supporting this effort here at Eaglesnest Art Center. You are going to love tonight's show.
We have had some good shows here, but we're going to have a mighty fine one tonight. We got some great people here from the region, and region encompasses all area outside of Oconee, over to Greenville, up to Silva, over to Georgia, and we got representatives of all of that tonight. We appreciate their willingness to be here and play for you guys. I think that you will enjoy every song that's coming out of this stage tonight. Bathrooms are out those doors and to the end of the hall on either side. Emergency exits are at the back and this way. All's good. We're not going to have an emergency, but just if we did, that's look for the exit sign and go there, and then look for the next one. We appreciate, again, as Lynn said, everybody being here tonight, helping us out with this. Again, tell all your friends what a good time you had after you leave here tonight, because I know that's what it's going to be.
And we're also being broadcast live by Jeff Bright, WFBS. He is in the back there. So we always try to watch the shows later. So, please look on your program. We put our sponsors back there. So we're very fortunate to have some sponsors, and we're very fortunate to have wonderful volunteers right here in our community and a little bit outside of our community that help us. So thank you for being here. Who's first, Eddie?
Our first act is Mr. Brian Briley. Give him a big hand, please.
Tell me something about him. Tell me something.
Well,
because I got his name wrong. I want y'all to know that I take full credit for not giving the right name on my poster. So we're getting it right tonight, and we got it right on a few of them.
I think on Instagram it was Brain.
Yeah, Brain. But,
Brain Riley.
we're a band, too. We've been called
Brain
everything
Riley.
except our real name. But tell us something about him.
Well, he is from Greenville. He is going to play all original music tonight. We got Aiden on the beatbox with him tonight, Cajon. So you're going to enjoy every bit of this. Brian, you got anything to say of your own accord?
Yeah. Super excited to be here tonight. We're going to play some original music for you. The first song is called Blame Me. It's off our first album. You can pick that up on all music platforms. So this is just a song I wrote about. I was reading a magazine, and this magazine article is about a lady who fell in love with a guy who rode motorcycles, smoked cigars, and stayed out all night. And at the very end of the article, she said, "I'm leaving him because he rides a motorcycle, smokes cigars, and stays out all night." So
give him another hand, guys.
This song is called Blame Me. How's your sister? You know I miss her. think about the times I fell in yesterdays. I saw a screen post. She's on the West Coast, making pictures, and it looks like she's okay. And if you ever talk to her, would you put in a good word? And if she's asking, tell her that I'm doing fine. And if she's asking, tell her I fell upon good times. And if she's wondering if I ever fell in love, tell her just one time, that's enough. Tell her just one time, that's enough. I've got a picture, a permanent fixture, but I can't see it whenever I close my eyes. She's smiling at me, we're so happy, holding hands in love under the azure skies. And if you ever talk to her, would you put in a good word? And if she's asking, tell her that I'm doing fine. And if she's asking, tell her I fell upon good times. And if she's wondering if I ever fell in love, tell her just one time, that's enough. Tell her just one time, that's enough. You might be asking me what I am doing here. It might sound funny, but to me, it's not that clear. I made my choice and I have nothing left to say. I let a good one slip away. I let a good one slip away. And if she's asking, tell her that I'm doing fine. And if she's asking, tell her I fell upon good times. And if she's wondering if I ever fell in love, tell her just one time, that's enough. Tell her just one time, that's enough. Isn't one time enough? Thank you. Well, I got my introductions mixed up. That was not about a guy who, that was not Blame Me. That was a song called One Time. This next song, I was listening to a documentary about the Eagles, the band The Eagles, and the author was talking about how the Eagles, before they became the Eagles, were the backup band for Linda Ronstadt. Anybody remember Linda Ronstadt? And the guy described her as an angel with whiskey wings. And as a songwriter, I thought, oh, that'd make a great name for a song. So I go home and Google it. Nobody's written a song. YouTube, search, nobody. So I went home and wrote this. This is a tribute to Linda Ronstadt. My first encounter with Linda Ronstadt is called Angel with Whiskey Wings. Driving down this two-lane road, I heard something coming from my radio. I pulled to the shoulder fast, listening to her singing, hanging on her every breath. Couldn't move. I felt my heart unspool. Could this be true? Sweet like an angel, little bit of danger. Angel with her whiskey wings. Angel with her whiskey wings. angel with the whiskey wings. I didn't even know her name. That's what's so funny, 'cause everything has changed. Her voice is fire and ice, causing me to shiver while burning with desire. I wanted her for mine. As I sat there lost in time, what did I find? Sweet like an angel, little bit of danger. Angel with the whiskey wings. Angel with the whiskey wings. Well, I found her. Well, I found her. Angel with the whiskey wings. California rock and country. My simple dreams are filled with you. You make this love so easy. Sonora, southern beauty. Dark hair, dark eyes, exotic you. And with that voice, you haunt me. There have been a lot of girls singing to me sweetly, rising up to meet me. But you're the elusive kind, singing for your pleasure, that's your greatest treasure. The crowd scream for more. It's lonely on the road. LA's not your home. Sweet like an angel, little bit of danger. Angel with the whiskey wings. Angel with the whiskey wings. Well, I found her. Well, I found her. Angel with the whiskey wings. Thank you very much.
All right, Miss Alma, you got. Let me get over here. All right, I want you to tell us something about yourself.
My name is Alma. I live in Mill Spring, North Carolina, and I'm honored to be here.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let you finish.
Was it what we talked about earlier?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm honored to be here. I love playing at Joe Cassie Valley Brew, and they've got a great community there. And I just travel all over the country and all over the Southeast, just playing these songs. And I'm really thankful to get to do it. So thank you guys for being here.
Yeah. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks to Brian. Y'all give it up for Brian.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. I noticed you had a name change. Does that mean you recently got married? Something like that?
So my stage name is still Alma Russ, but socially, I've changed it to his name, yeah.
Oh, okay. Smart girl, I guess. I suppose, except in one sense, I want to say, what'd you go and do that for? But
I don't know.
and then I had marriage is lovely. It's just absolutely lovely. I had Aunt Grace. She loved being married so much. She married a lot of times. But nobody married as much as my Uncle William. I think he married about 9 times. My mama said every time I think he went smooching with a woman, I think he'd just go ahead and marry her. And it's the truth. He did have about that many wives. But my Aunt Grace said she would never have another husband. Just want to tell you that. It didn't take her but a few, and she says, I'm never going to have another one. So good luck on your name change and happy life. But good luck and good luck for us that she's with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate you. I'm going to sing a song that I wrote. Like I said, I live in a little community called Mill Spring, North Carolina, and the main attraction in Mill Spring is this gas station called Deb's Mini Mart. And there's not a whole lot going on there. Like that's the main thing. And I had some neighbors that ate there like 3 times a day. So I wrote this song about it. It's called Deb's Mini Mart. This one goes out to Deb. I'm also here to say, this song talks about getting your eyelashes from the dollar store, and that's no shade. I got my eyelashes from the dollar store, but it's a good place to get them. So. We ain't got no outlet malls. We got neighbors that'll come anytime you call. Ain't got no Home Depot, but there's a feed store down the road. And if you're in an emergency, you could try calling the police. Around here they're real slow. You're better off calling our friend Joe. He might have spent a couple years in the slammer. He's got a heart of gold and a fist like a 9-pound hammer. He likes to eat at Deb's Mini Mart. The sweet lady sure warms my heart. Her hair is higher than the kid next door. She gets her lashes from the dollar store. I eat there 3 times a day. She knows how to keep my blues away. I'll take a glizzy and a can of Coors back to the trailer park. Ain't got no IKEA, but there's a gal trying to sell her sofa, sitting out in her yard, all cash, no credit card. Ain't got no Barnes and Noble. Our news coverage ain't exactly global. There's a group of fine old men that tell you about what is and what's been. They'll tell you all about the dead and the dying. I know some dogs learn new tricks, but they ain't trying. They like to eat at Deb's Mini Mart. Lord mercy, it's a work of art. Her hair is higher than the kid next door. She gets her lashes from the dollar store. I eat there 3 times a day. Knows how to keep my blues away. I'll take a glizzy and a can of Coors back to the trailer park. Well, you can keep your J.C. Penney. You can keep your Target stores. Who needs those with a one-stop shop for gasoline and more? I like to eat at Deb's Mini Mart. Lord mercy, it's a work of art. She's got cigarettes and home decor, bologna sandwiches galore. I eat there 3 times a day. She knows how to keep my blues away. I'll take a glizzy and a can of Coors back to the trailer park. Oh, I just love Deb's Mini Mart. Thank you. Thank you so much. Would you guys rather hear a love song or a song called Jackalopes? Okay, that's what I thought. Well, I probably sold. I think I just feel like playing that one. That's why I made it sound more interesting. I spent a few seasons working out in Wyoming, and I really love the northwestern part of the country. I mean, this is home, but I'm thankful for my time out there, and so yeah, they got a lot of jackalopes out there. So that's kind of just what this song's about. Just my time out there, and yeah, 1, 2, 3. Could have stayed out west, learned to roll, ride my pony across the rugged slopes, looking out for jackalopes, trying to watch my back. I could have stayed through winter, braved the cold, found some old cowboy to hold, but every cowboy that I met would trade my heart for a cigarette. And I always figured I'd wake up one day covered in tattoos, all alone and old and gray, a living testament of what a wandering heart can do. Give you lots of stories, but no one to tell them to. I could have stayed out west, never come home, lose my accent, my cell phone, send postcards to Mama dear, tell her I miss her, but I love it out here. Build a cabin, live off the land, or maybe I'd just buy a van. Get my mileage up so high, I'd have no time to wonder why. And I always figured I'd wake up one day covered in tattoos, all alone and old and gray, a living testament of what a wandering heart can do. Give you lots of stories, but no one to tell them to. And I always heard cowgirls don't cry. I think that's a lie. No one sees their tears when they blow off in the wind. And I think about that brown-eyed man, tell myself I don't need him. Whenever I'd feel lonely, I could write it off as freedom. And I always figured I'd wake up one day covered in tattoos, all alone and old and gray, a living testament of what a wandering heart can do. Give you lots of stories, but no one to tell them to. I could have stayed out west, there's lots to do under those big old skies of blue. But if I'd stayed out west, I wouldn't have met you. I think I'm going to play one more song for you guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much. It's an honor to be here. Excited to hear Michael, the Appalachian Sun, after this, and hear some more jokes and stuff. So this is my banjo. His name's Possum. He likes to be in tune. You like him to be in tune. I'm gonna do a song by a lady named Ola Belle Reed. She was one of the first female banjo players to ever make a recording. We're getting there. in the mountains many years ago. I have climbed these hills and valleys through the rain and snow. I've seen the lightning flashing, heard the thunder roll. I've endured, how long must one endure? Back for the summer, on into the fall. There were too many mouths to feed, they couldn't clothe us all. I went to church on Sunday to learn the golden rule. I've endured, how long must one endure? Well, I work for the rich and I live with the poor. I've seen many heartaches, I'll see many more. Well, I've lived and loved in sorrow, been to success's door. I've endured, how long must one endure? I've endured, how long must one endure? Thank you, guys.
One, two, 1, 2. 1, 1. Never. Can you hear that? Yes? No? Yes. All right, very good. Okay, so there was a lady getting on a bus. She had a little baby with her. She stepped up on the bus and the bunting fell off of its head there, and exposed its little head. And the bus driver looked down and he said, "Lady, that is the ugliest baby I have ever seen in my life." She looked at him. She couldn't say anything. She was so taken aback. She lost herself for a moment. He said, "You'll have to go all the way to the back of the bus and ride back there at the back." She still couldn't say anything. She got herself, all wadded up and knotted up. She got back to the back. Her eyes were all welled up with tears. And the guy in the back of the bus said, "Lady, what's wrong with you?" She said, "That driver just insulted me. I've never been so insulted in my life. I cannot believe the things he said to me." He said, "Well, I don't believe I would take that. I believe I'll go out there and, if I were you, I'd go back up there and tell him what I thought. I would give him a piece of my mind." Do you think I really should? Absolutely you should. You need to go and take care of this. She said, "All right, I will take your advice. I'm going back up there and tell him exactly what I think." He said, "That's a girl. Here, let me hold you, monkey." The Appalachian sun, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so very much.
You live in Walhalla, do you not?
I live in Westminster, but
Westminster.
Same.
All right, then. Well,
Difference.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. This man is an undertaker also. So, I'm going to talk to him about when I pass on, see what we can do after that.
Hey, I can help you out. I could be the last person to let you down. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's the Appalachian Sun. You might know me from some of the time I've spent on the stage at Jocassee Valley Brewing. I'm very grateful that they keep asking me to come back, or, from doom scrolling the social media while you're sitting on the commode. Anyway, My family, my mom's side of the family moved here to Salem in like 1743, and we never left. But this song right here is about my 8th cousin from Eastern Tennessee. Her name was Mahala Mullins. She was a moonshiner. She's credited with making apple pie moonshine or apple brandy. And, well, I'll tell you the rest of the story after the song. My uncle told me ain't but 2 types of women's, big old good uns and good old biggins. She was round, mean, her hair was black. She lived up the mountain in her shack, and people said she was lawless, and what she cooked in her still sure tastes flawless. She once beat up 30 men, sold them all liquor, beat them up again. She was catchable, not fetchable, and it's what the police said. Moonshiner by night, Mahala Mullins by name. She was catchable, not fetchable, and that's what the police said. Moonshiner by night, Mahala Mullins by name. She didn't pay no power, no phone, no rent. To find her house was no accident. She had 15 kids turning sugar in lids to keep the whole house fed. They tried to haul her in the cart to do her time, said she wasn't paying a thin dime. She said, here, take a sip and you'll be feeling fine. You might take my liquor but can't take my shine. Cause she was catchable, not fetchable, and that's what the police said. Moonshiner by night, Mahala Mullins by name. She was catchable, not fetchable, and that's what the police said. Moonshiner by night, Mahala Mullins by name. Up in the Rocky Top Hills, East Tennessee, she was the first to make apple brandy. And that liquor so good, known far and wide, until they built her casket round her bedside. Cause she was catchable, not fetchable, and that's what the police said. Moonshiner by night, Mahala Mullins by name. She was catchable, not fetchable, and that's what the police said. Moonshiner by night, Mahala Mullins by name. She had developed an elephantitis later in her life and became a shut-in. So when the judge sent the sheriff to go bring her into court so she'd pay her moonshining fines, well, she couldn't fit out the door. So the sheriff had to go back to the judge and said, boss, she's catchable, but she ain't fetchable. And I couldn't live with myself until I wrote a song about it. But I grew up right down the road. Me, mom, and papa owned a bar in Walhalla on Catherine Street. It was called Mott's Place. And so just kind of, growing up, they try to build this as the golden corner, but it's the dark corner for sure. And anybody else in here raised not to whistle in the woods? Well, we're going to break that rule this evening. Mama, tell Nanny there's a haint on to me. Something's done taking a hold of me. I feel ice cold and I can't breathe. Mama, tell Nanny there's a haint on me. She told you not to whistle in the woods. I was born barefooted back in them hills. But if the mountain don't get you, the devil will. been chasing a rainbow, but this ain't a dream. I crossed a black cat's path walking down the street. Mama, tell Nanny there's a haint on me, 'cause something's done taking a hold of me. I feel ice cold and I can't breathe. Mama, tell Nanny there's a haint on me. Why'd you have to go whistling in the woods? Mama, tell Nanny there's a haint on me. Something's done taking a hold of me. Down that long white line, no shoulder to cry on. Like my papa, they call me old son. Thank you so very much. I got one more for you. Since Alma gave you a choice, y'all want to hear a new song or another spooky one?
Spooky one.
Let's do it. I buried your name in a mason jar out in the corner of my yard, with some broken glass and some rusty nails and an old penny. Both sides was tails. I buried your name. And I rolled some hair into a ball, and in the middle I put a cat claw and threw it in the road to come and find you. Girl, I'm that dark shadow in the corner of your room. I buried your name. I buried your name in a mason jar out in the corner of my yard. And when you think of me, feel that glass in your feet, taste them nails when you eat, chase your tail for eternity. I buried your name in a mason jar out in the corner of my yard, with some broken glass and some rusty nails and an old penny. both sides was tails. I buried your name. Not any one of you. Thank you so very much. Thank y'all for having me here this evening.
Let's see. It's on. While they're getting their instrument ready, I heard a great joke this week. I actually heard two, but one's not fit to tell. So I said, I gotta keep it family friendly, but this one is just barely. But this old bum kind of, I hate to say that, but he kind of looked like a bum. Maybe he wasn't. And he arrived at the gate to get in, and he was talking to St. Peter. He said, St. Peter, I gotta get in. And St. Peter said, you look a little rough, bud, but I'm gonna be lenient on you if you can tell me 3 things on you that you have on you that's related to Christmas. He reached in his pocket and he pulled out his keys and he said, jingle bells, jingle bells. St. Peter said, okay, all right, that'll do. He reached in his pocket and he pulled out a little cigarette lighter. Candles, Christmas candles. He said, okay, that'll do. He reached in his other pocket and he pulled out this fancy lingerie. St. Peter said, okay. He said, they're carols.
I didn't know you were going with that. This is actually the song that I introduced the first time. This is called Blame Me. Traveling these roads, singing these songs. Never in a million years think this sweet thing could go terribly wrong. Looking back now, pondering days. Maybe I should have stayed home, more loving on her, giving what she craved. But if it falls apart tonight, hearts will break. I'm not the only one here who's been selfish and made some mistakes. Come on, girl, don't walk away now. If it helps you sleep at night, playing the victim till the morning light, saying I was wrong and you were right. Well, blame me, just blame me. If you feel you've done no wrong, then keep on singing that sad, sad song. If it helps you move along, then blame me, just blame me all you want. When we first met, you loved that road. I was traveling, you ride with me on this rock and roll show. But that was then, and this is now. I guess you got tired of talking to me about stopping and settling down. But if it falls apart tonight, hearts will break. And I'm not the only one here who's been selfish and made some mistakes. Come on, girl, don't walk away now. If it helps you sleep at night, playing the victim till the morning light, saying I was wrong and you were right. Well, blame me, just blame me. If you feel you've done no wrong, then keep on singing that sad, sad song. If it helps you move along, then blame me, just blame me all If it helps you sleep at night, playing the victim till the morning light, saying I was wrong and you were right, well, blame me, just blame me. If you feel you've done no wrong, then keep on singing that sad, sad song. If it helps you move along, then blame me, just blame me all you want. 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 And put the blame on me. Thank you. Well, you might notice I'm chewing gum. I watched a video about Jimi Hendrix. He was always chewing gum. And so I thought, you know what? I'm no Jimi Hendrix, but I'll chew some gum. And you know, I don't have to drink water while I'm on stage. And so so you get to watch me chomp and sing at the same time. I don't know I don't know if it's like this for every songwriter, but I'll usually come up with something like a guitar part and just play it over and over and over and over and over until something comes. And so I was playing. Probably for like 3 or 4 days. And I was getting nowhere. Nothing was coming to me. And then I go into the kitchen and fix a sandwich. And all of a sudden, this thing pops in my head. West Virginia coal miners. And I'm like, all right. I've never been to West Virginia, and I don't know any coal miners. So I turned to an authority. I turned to Wikipedia. And it took me like 3 minutes after that hit me, after that turkey sandwich hit me, that I came with a song that's called Collier. It's about a mining family. Raising the shade of these hills, one of 15 kids, I never ate my fill. A 2-room shack that the company owned. We didn't have a bath, but we had a stove. Granddad stories of working the mines. He worked when he was young, worked there all his life. Mama was pretty, but her eyes were sad. She used to sing all day, thoughts of her and Dad. When I was 10, I entered the mines. I would go with Dad, Uncle Frank sometimes. 14 hours working in the dark with just a lamp. I prayed it wouldn't spark. Daddy started coughing and he had to quit. We knew what it was, blood and mangled spit. I learned It's time to make my way. I worked real hard for slave man's pay. I felt the rumble for I heard the sound that old man feared, that shakes the ground. Closed, opened my eyes, I couldn't see. I held my head, and I could barely breathe. I started praying to the God above. I know you hear my cries. Wrap me in your love. The last thing I saw was my wife and kids. When I closed my eyes, God, remember them. Thank you very much.
How about all this great original music you're hearing tonight, guys? This is awesome. You know, Lynn and I, we used to play music for a living. We had to stop because of our health. We were starving to death. We went up to Nashville and tried to make it up there. It's a big city, you know. 2 country people from the city, and we found out a few things right quick. We found out that city people don't wave at you like the people from the country do. Matter of fact, every time they waved at me, they didn't use their whole hand. We fell upon hard times up there. It took us about 4 months to figure out we were going to have to go back home. But in the 3rd month, we got so dang, we were financially embarrassed. We got so poor, a guy broke in on us and we mugged him. I went to the bank to talk to somebody about a loan. I went in and I talked to the teller. I said, could I talk to a financial officer or a loan officer or something like that? She didn't even look up from the paper. She just pointed back to a big glass room. I walked back there and there's a guy sitting behind the desk. He wasn't looking up either. Nobody looked up. And he had a nameplate on his desk up there, written in big letters, Dexter Cobb. So I swung the door open, went in there, and I said, Mr. Cobb, I reckon you could give me a loan, me and my wife a loan, until we can get some credit cards. He said, stood up, looked me over, looked me up and down, and said, you from the country, aren't you? And I said, well, yes, sir, I am. He said, do you know what we do to hicks from the country in the city? And I said, not really, but I know what we did with Cobbs in the country. I'm a Russ.
What's the difference between a musician and a large pizza? One can feed a family. Anyways, sorry. I wrote this one. I lived in a camper for almost 2 years up until recently, and it was a good camper to live in, very homey, very nice. I think the only hard part was I already get really. Does anyone else get like really sad in the winter? Like, I don't know what it is. I get like sad in the winter, and I think it was like that combined with propane just runs out like really fast. So we found that out in that camper. And so that's what this one's about. It's called Propane and Propane Accessories. I ain't felt good since last year. At least it's January. Been laying in our bed. Voices in my head have all been quite contrary. They say there are two walls in our hearts. One is bad and one is good. Lately it has seemed my good wolf's looking lean. Maybe I don't feed him like I should. It's cold here in this mobile home. It costs too much to turn the propane on. So what am I to do but lay under the covers next to you? Both our hearts are beating. We got food for eating, and nothing all that bad is going on. So let's trade our laments for sacraments, 'cause it seems life ain't that long. Well, I'm sorry about last year. I'm still learning how to love you. And I'm sorry for the times your heart was on the line and mine was so far from true. These ties have burned, have taught me I'm not quite as kind, and I'm not as selfless as I used to think. But I wanna be your debutante, your most favorite confidant, even when our lives are on the brink. It's cold here in this mobile home. It costs too much to turn the propane on. So what am I to do but lay under the covers next to you? Both our hearts are beating. We got food for eating, and nothing all that bad is going on. So let's trade our laments for sacraments, 'cause it seems life ain't that long. Oh, let's trade our laments for sacraments, 'cause it seems life ain't that long. Thank you, guys. I'm going to sing a love song to Western North Carolina and also Oconee County. It's all of it. So thank you. Again, thank you so much to all you guys for coming out. It's just a real treat to get to be here tonight with all these talented folks, and thanks to the Jocassee Valley Brewing Crew for helping this happen. And it's just an awesome place and an awesome group of people. And thanks for keeping us going. Alabama. I don't want to die in Atlanta, where it takes half a day to go your way on the freeway in rush hour. I dream some dreams down in New Orleans. I love Boudin in Louisiana. Oh, but I'd rather die than spend July with the skeeters in my eye. 'Cause I love that cool breeze through the poplar trees, looking for those ginseng leaves and the Appalachia that rhymes with how about you. It sure sounds good to me. So please don't make me leave my Blue Ridge Mountain home. Please don't break my heart and make me part from these rhododendron groves. When the good Lord calls me home, there's no need for a tombstone. Just throw my ashes in the Blue Ridge Mountain smoke. Don't wanna live in Nashville, don't wanna move to LA, where guitar slingers are a dime a dozen, everybody's cousin trying to get paid. I spent some time down in Austin. I've got love for that Lone Star State, but those Texas hills, they don't thrill me like the Blue Ridge Parkway. 'Cause I love those daffodils and trillium blooms in the dogwood winter cold, and the Appalachia that rhymes with how about you. A sweet sight to behold. So please don't make me leave my Blue Ridge Mountain home. Please don't break my heart and make me part from these rhododendron groves. When the good Lord calls me home, there's no need for a tombstone. Just throw my ashes in the Blue Ridge Mountain smoke. Yeah, when the good Lord calls me home, let your mountain mama go. Just throw my ashes in the Blue Ridge Mountain smoke. Thank you guys so much. It's an honor to be here. My name's Alma.
You guys having a good time tonight? This is awesome. We are thoroughly enjoying this from the wings. Hope that you are out there. Thank you all again for being here. Appalachian Sun's going to do two more songs, and then we're going to take a break. We've got merchandise down here from the artists, and they'll be down here that you can talk to them for a little bit. The concession room is open. They've got coffee and hot chocolate and drinks and snacks and things like that, so it helps us stay open. If you're in the need for something to eat, go in there and grab just a little bite. But right now, Appalachian Sun.
Hey, thank you so much. And we're back. So, I guess we're doing a love song and then a song about dying. I'm just gonna keep with the theme. You know, out of all the dark, rowdy, and rambling songs that I do write, you know, musicians, we have this thing. I think we write a lot of songs for other musicians because we're driving places feeling sad. They're the only other people on the planet that understand that. Anyway, I write love songs, but I'm real awkward, and they turn out like this. Girl, you stink pretty, oh so fine, like wisteria vines growing up an oak tree, like it's tangling up my mind, blanket me like the mountains across the Carolina line, my sweet wisteria vine. 'Cause I'm so tired of hearing tales
sweet wisteria vine. Well, it's been 13 months since May, when we swayed like them pines. My sweet wisteria vine.
Again, I'm very grateful to have grown up and to be from Appalachia and be like the 7th generation hillbilly. I'm very proud of it. I've had the opportunity to travel all around the world, and I just feel like the battery deplenishes until I come home, and then it recharges. Well, my great-grandmother, my mom's father's mom, who lived in Walhalla, she lived to 102 years old, and I'm very fortunate to have my father's mother's mother, who's currently living at 102. She was just visited by the hospice nurse earlier this week, and she's making the transition. And it was always such a treat going to her house because she didn't have indoor plumbing. There's the outhouse, and all the family would gather there and pick and sing. And it's a beautiful thing to be from a musical family and to have, you know, generations that you can grow up with. Anyway, I just wrote this, and I hope you all enjoy it. The only people that's really heard this is God and Granny, so I'm happy to share it with you this evening.
I'm headed down the road, across the river, up the mountain, back in the hills, where all my family is gonna gather, and Carrie's flat up by the old grandfather. You see, I was born in the hills of Caroline, up where the Blue Ridge meets the sky. When I'm going home, I can smell that wood stove as I pass across that Avery County line. I'm headed down the road, across the river, up the mountain, back in the hills, where all my family is gonna gather, and Carrie's flat up by the old grandfather. And when we meet at Grandma's place, we'll be coming in with some covered dishes and some guitar cases, a banjo and a mandolin and a fiddle to set our feet a-dancing when we head down the road, across the river, up the mountain, back in the hills, where all my family is gonna gather, and Carrie's flat up by the old grandfather. And when the time comes to rest my soul, Lord, haul me up to Carrie's flat and just dig a hole, wrap my body in a sheet, tuck my guitar in my fingers for me. When I head down the road, across the river, up the mountain, back in the hills, where all my family is gonna gather, and Carrie's flat up by the old grandfather, and Carrie's flat up by the old grandfather.
Thank you.
We'll take a little break right now for about 10 minutes. You can go to the restroom or get concessions or meet the artists down at the front. So.
We are glad you guys are having a good time. I had great comments out there in the hallway about what we're seeing tonight. Appreciate, again, everyone that showed up for this show tonight. Go out and tell everybody what they missed by not being here, because every time we do one of these, it's of this quality. Maybe just a little bit lower, but this is a fine night tonight. Welcome back to the stage, Brian Briley.
Thank you.
She's on a train heading back to Santa Fe. ago. Now she's in New Mexico. Always on my mind. How could I have been so blind? Hadn't felt like this in a long, long time. The way I'm feeling now, a little bit lost and lonely. How do I bring her back? 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 How do I bring her back to me? Hey, stop the train. I'm getting off in Santa Fe. Sunlight on my face, longing for her warm embrace. I hadn't felt like this in a long, long time. I hadn't felt like this in a long, long time. I hadn't felt like this in a long, long time. The way I'm feeling now, a little less, a little less, a little less, a little less lost and lonely.
Thank you. Well, I didn't grow up here. My wife and I are from Arkansas. We lived all over in Arkansas. We also at one point lived in Romania, working with orphans in Romania right after the wall fell. And I was telling them backstage that we lived there for about 4 years, and most of the music was techno music. I mean, just all the time. And when we came home, I have a friend in Atlanta who rebuilt motorcycles, and I called him. I said, I want to come buy one of your motorcycles. And me and my boys, I don't know, they were like maybe 10 and 11. And we're driving on the road, and the song, The South's Gonna Do It Again by Charlie Daniels comes on, and I start crying like a baby. And my boys are going, Daddy, why are you crying? I said, I'm just so glad to be back in the South where there's good old music. And so this song, part of it is about Johnny Cash. We lived in a town called Pine Bluff, which was in the Delta of Arkansas. And if you know anything about Johnny Cash, he was born in Arkansas. He was born in a town called Kingsland, about 25 miles away. And you'd think there'd be a big statue to Johnny Cash in Kingsland. It's like they took like a plywood form and they poured some concrete in it and they wrote with their fingers, Johnny Cash was born here. And but anyway, this is a song about Johnny Cash called Nothing's Gonna Stay the Same.
Daddy worked the sawmill all his days. My older brother worked there just the same. Till one day that saw blade caught the shirt, and blood was spilt out upon the dirt, and nothing gonna stay the same. No, nothing gonna stay the same. The New Deal a little bit west of Everdale. Farming our cotton just like the rest, till that old Mississippi started to crest, and nothing gonna stay the same. No, nothing gonna stay the same. A righteous man ought not to feel the pain, the struggling to stay in line. God, if you loved us, we wouldn't be here. Why do we drink that wine? Why do we drink that wine? Looking back on my wedding day, the happiness keeping the sorrow at bay. My sweet Sarah, the love of my life. I never would have dreamt my angel would die, and nothing gonna stay the same. No, nothing gonna stay the same. A righteous man ought not to feel the pain, the struggling to stay in line. God, if you loved us, we wouldn't be here. Why do we drink that wine? Why do we drink that wine? Hard times come and hard times go. They come on the high and sure come on the low. God never promised life free of pain, but there is a promise that still remains, and nothing gonna stay the same. No, nothing gonna stay the same. No, nothing gonna stay the same. No, nothing gonna stay the same. Thank you very much.
All right, well, Sweet Alma's coming out. I've got to tell you one more marriage joke. I love marriage jokes. A woman goes to the pharmacy, and she says to the pharmacist, I need some arsenic. And he said, why on earth do you need arsenic? I plan to kill my husband. Why on earth do you plan to kill your husband? Because he's having an affair with your wife. And he said, you didn't tell me you had a prescription. Alma Russ.
Thank you guys. I'm gonna do a song that I wrote. It's about how all things have their time. It's called All Things Have Their Time. All things have their time. There's a time to fall and a time to fly. Sometimes rock bottom, time's all you need to really see the sky. All things have their time. Like every crop has a season. Every rhyme has a reason. Don't go looking for strawberries in the fall. You can't always have it all. Just don't go catching you a hummingbird and forcing it to sing. Don't go prying open rosebuds before the coming of the spring. Don't go picking up a river stone and forcing it to shine. We all have our place and our time. Said and done, sometimes you gotta lose before you've won. Sometimes you've got to have it made up in the shade before you're ready for the sun. And everyone has a place. You see the mark of God there on every face. Oh, darling, you were made for such a time as this. Times of trouble, times of bliss. Just don't go catching you a hummingbird and forcing it to sing. Don't go prying open rosebuds before the coming of the spring. Don't go kicking up a river stone and forcing it to shine. We all have our place and our time. We all have our place and our time. Darling, you got yours and I got mine. Thank you. Let's see how out of tune my banjo is. I'm gonna sing a song. It's a traditional cowboy tune. Barely. It's true. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. That's the thing. It's the good jokes always have like a little bit of truth to them, you know? But anyways, this one's called Hills of Mexico. It's about getting screwed over in Mexico in the 1800s, because I hate when that happens. Woo. When I was in old Fort Worth in 1883, Some old Mexican cowboy come stepping up to me. So how are you, young fella? How would you like to go and spend the season working in the hills of Mexico? Well, I had no employment, and back to him did say, it's according to your wages, according to your pay. Said I'll pay you good wages, and often too, you know, if you'll stay and work the season in the hills of Mexico. Up to that cowboy and I offered him my hand, and he gave a string of horses so old they couldn't stand. I nearly starved to death, boys. I mean to let you know that I never saved a dollar in them hills of Mexico. I sent up for my wages on a steamboat I did go, and the bells they did ring, whistles they did blow, and the bells they did ring, whistles they did blow. On my God-forsaken fortune in the hills of Mexico. Thank you. Okay. Gotta do one more. No more. No. Okay, sorry, I got confused. Confusion. Sorry.
Give all another hand. All right. I didn't mean to disparage the banjo. I play one myself, and I get to hear all those jokes all the time. So it's my opportunity to say one myself. All right. Mr. Michael Story is going to do 2 more songs, and then we're all going to gather up here and do one song at the end. So give the Appalachian Sun another hand for coming out.
Hey, yo. Thank you so very much. Like I said, I grew up in Walhalla, just down the road. My grandparents owned a bar down on Catherine Street, and I started playing music in there when I was really young. I just remember sitting back behind the drums when I was a little kid, looking at my Meemaw's friends all made up and dancing around the bar room. So I wrote this song about that memory.
In them neon lights she's shining, Winston golds and white diamonds. She spent hours on her hair to look like Dolly, and she ain't scared to hit that dance floor when the band gets hot. You ought to know, 'cause she comes in here a lot. Them tight-fitting jeans got 'em crying for Winston golds and white diamonds. Well, I knew she was there before I could see. Well, they say that scent is the strongest sense tied to memory. 'Cause she had something different than Stetson and Reds. 'Cause she wore a bouquet of class and elegance. In them neon lights she's shining, Winston golds and white diamonds. She spent hours on her hair to look like Dolly, and she ain't scared to hit that dance floor when the band gets hot. You ought to know, 'cause she comes in here a lot. Them tight-fitting jeans got 'em crying for Winston golds and white diamonds. Tight-fitting jeans got 'em crying, Winston golds and white diamonds. Please excuse me, I gotta swallow that coffee I had. Let's see if I can manage this for you real quick. And try to get this a little closer to the microphone so we can hear it.
All right, while he's getting ready, I want to say one more joke on marriage.
Oh, let's
What's the difference, let's see, between, let's see, how's it go, Eddie? How, how's it go? Love is blind. Yeah. What's the difference between love and marriage? Yeah, I got to get this right. Love is blind and marriage is an eye-opener.
Well, I know that's right. And on that note, that mason jar song is dedicated to my ex-wife. This here's called a shruti box. A lot of people usually ask me about it. It's a classical Indian instrument. They use it in classical Indian music with the sitars and stuff, you know. I went out for to take just a rambling holiday when I ran into that Wild Bill Jones. He was walking, he was talking by my true love's side, and I bid him for to leave her alone. So I drew my revolver off from my side, and I destroyed that poor boy's soul. Well, he fell to the ground, and he gave a dying moan. He said, "Darling, I am leaving you alone." So pass around that long neck bottle, and we'll all get on a spree. For today was the last of that Wild Bill Jones, and tomorrow be the last of me. Now don't y'all tell my mama of them evil things I've done. Won't you beg her just to pray for me?
won't you beg her just to pray for me when I'm swinging from the gallows tree?
Thank you. See if I can drop this down here. These Gibson guitars, I'm telling you, they don't stay in tune.
I think mine is still getting used to the winter weather.
Mine's getting used to the heat being on.
That too.
Who's starting this thing?
Oh, wait. Oh,
Pull
yeah.
the circle.
I was standing on the front porch as that hearse pulled into the drive. The whole family was gathered around, saying their last goodbyes. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. 6 more miles to the graveyard beneath that pale blue sky. And though I know she is free, Lord, I'm standing here and crying. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. In the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Ryan Briley. Hayden. Alma Russ. The Appalachian Sun. Thank you guys for being here. Again, tell all your friends. Come back the next time. We appreciate y'all.